Welcome back to Julie's Wreath Boutique. Let's make something a little different, kind of like a hybrid of a flower wreath and maybe a floral wreath, and let's put them together. I had a lot of fun making this. This is a Hobby Lobby burlap that they have out that was new to me at least, and then some florals. So let's get started. So let's make a really pretty wreath inspired by these, I know I'm being really loud, these beautiful sunflowers that I had found at TJ Maxx, probably a month or so ago, and I shared them on my Instagram stories. If you're not following me on Instagram, make sure you click on my Instagram link in the description below and follow me there. But I also found this really beautiful burlap, and it's not a really tight weave, it's tighter. I know that doesn't make any sense. It's a tighter weave than what this normal brown jute usually comes in. So what we're going to do is we are going to kind of make a flower without making a flower wreath, okay? And a few years ago, I remember one of my followers or somebody in my wreath group, and I've seen this before, this method, and I don't know how they did it, but I'm just gonna do what I think would look nice, and we're just gonna go with it, okay? So we're gonna use this burlap. I got it from Hobby Lobby. It is a little pricey. I'm just gonna tell you that. It's $15.99 a roll. So what do you wanna do? You wanna buy this when it's 50% off, okay? So I'm hoping that 2 rolls will be enough for this wreath. I'm gonna use one of their 12-inch wreath frames, and then we're gonna just kind of add some things to it, and we're not really gonna put a center in this wreath, okay? So it's not gonna be your typical flower. So let's get started on this beautiful wreath, and I'm excited to show you something different. For this wreath, we're not gonna need a wood burner because this is regular jute burlap, and that's a big no-no. It would burn, it would start a fire. Don't use a wood burner, okay? But we are gonna use a rotary cutter. Now, mine has seen better days. This is probably from when I first started making wreaths, but unfortunately, I can't find my favorite rotary cutter right now. So I'm really sad. But listen, if you're interested in my favorite, I have a couple. One is by Fiskars and one is by, oh goodness, I want to say Olfa or something. I can't even remember the name. It's bad. They're in my Amazon shop. The links are in the description box below. You can get a rotary mat. You can get anything that I use. You can find at Amazon there. So click on that link if you're interested. So basically, I showed you guys this tip a few weeks ago with the Hobby Lobby burlap flower wreath with the orange ruffled center, and we're going to cut this the same way we did that, and I'm going to try to address a few questions that I got as well. So first off, I'm just going to cut here. Again, this is not my favorite, and it's kind of difficult to use. Again, it's like 5 years old, so we're just going to go with it because I can't find my other one. So basically, I cut off a piece here, and I want to cut, this is the 10-inch mark on my board, okay? That's why these rotary mats are so important, and you can get all kinds of rotary mats in different brands and different colors and all that sort of thing. But you're going to start, for me, I'm going to start at the 10-inch mark. You could start at the 1-inch, whatever you want. But I want to start it here, and at an angle, I want to end it 2 inches down, okay? So there's where I started, so 1, 2. Each square is 1 inch. So basically what I'm going to do, I'm going to take my little ruler. Again, this is like one of the rulers I've been making wreaths for almost 6 years now, and this is my original. So once you buy it, you don't need to buy it again. And I'm going to just help myself there, okay? Makes it nice and easy. So at this point, I'm going to take my burlap and I'm going to turn it. And I want my straight edge to be on the 10-inch mark, okay? And then what I want to do is I want to cut it at the 18-inch mark. So basically it's 8 inches from here to here, okay? That's 8 inches. But let me show you. What you're going to do is you're going to cut it, and I'm going to use my ruler to help guide me. And if you have issues and you don't want, to mess up, use your ruler. So if it's 8 inches and 8 inches to here, that's fine. But when you go and you straighten it out, it's actually, guys, oh, this one says 9 inches. It should be 10 inches. This was cut a little bit short. What in the world? It should be, well, nope, it's 10 inches because it's 20 and 10. So depending on the way you look at it, it's 8 inches here. And then if you straighten it out, it's 10 inches from here to here. So you know, it's how you see things, it's how your mind works, you know, for you. But basically you start here, and I'm going to cut at the 8-inch mark. All right, so I'm going to cut this roll, and I'm going to cut a second roll, and that's all I'm going to cut until we find out how many exactly we're going to need. So just keep cutting your pieces of burlap until you have 2 rolls cut out. And as always, stay tuned to the end, and I might end up having cut too much of this, and that's okay. I don't want you to, you know, find out, oh, I didn't need that much. So watch to the end. But I think this would be pretty for any time of year. Depending on the season, you could change out the flowers and the foliage that you use, but I think this is going to be really pretty. Okay, so we have our wreath form. This is a 12-inch wreath form. You could use smaller, you could use bigger, just add more petals. That's all you're going to do. We're only going to do 2 layers of petals for this wreath, and you could do three layers if you wanted to, but we're just going to do 2. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our piece of burlap with the lace covering over it, and I'm going to take the shorter ends, and I'm going to fold them over, and then you're just going to start gathering, okay? And when you gather, you're going to turn it over, okay? That doesn't look too great, but that's okay. What we're going to do is we're going to bring it together, and we're going to make a petal, okay? And then take a zip tie. I'm going to use these light beige ones. You can get these at Trendy Tree. All of the places I like to shop are in the description box below, and I have links for them, and even some of them have coupon codes. So make sure you check out the coupon codes and the links below, okay? So I'm going to just add this. Here's my first one. I'm going to grab my favorite wire cutters, and these I probably have for 5 years, and my husband ordered them for me from Amazon, and I'm telling you, they've been the best ones. They have that retractable thing on them, and I would really recommend these, again, in my Amazon shop. So we have 1 petal there, and sometimes you might want to take, if your petals go a different direction, like that one's going a little bit different, just take another zip tie and go the opposite direction to form an X, and I'm going to show you here. All right, and it will straighten up that petal right there for you, okay? So usually I will sometimes do that with the first petal. I might do it with a few. It just kind of depends. So we're going to start on row 2. I forgot to tell you that. So we're just going to fill this and see how many petals we need. I'm not going to put, I don't want to put too many, because like I told you, this is a little bit pricey burlap, and I just want to make sure that, you know, we just want to see the prettiness of the lace, and that one was trying to be a little bit of a booger, and that's okay. We're going to make it work. If you can hear my elephants upstairs, they're kind of stomping around and doing their thing. They've had a lot of fun this week because they've been outside a lot. The last weeks of summer, did you guys, when you were kids, you were outside a lot? My kids have been outside a lot, which is great. Because we live in Michigan, and eventually the weather will not be so great. So, you know, get some vitamin D while you can. That's what I say. So that looks good. So we're just going to keep adding them until we get them all the way around. So I'm going to just keep going like this and making my little petal. And this is a little temperamental, and that's okay. It's a little bulky. That's okay. We're just going to keep going around. Okay, so the first row I did about 21 petals. Now, I didn't do exactly 4 in each section. Some of these I went to the cross bracket. So really, I just want you to space it out. I don't want you to feel like, oh, I gotta put so many in this section and so many in this section. Don't limit yourself to that kind of creation, okay? You just wanted to cover, okay? So if you don't have enough, then that way you can maybe take a little bit away. I could probably have gotten away with maybe just 20 of these versus 21 because they're overlapping quite a bit. So again, it's okay. If you don't have as much of this mesh, it's okay. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take another one of our petals, and we are gonna work on bar 3. So as you can see, I put that zip tie underneath there, and I'm going to connect it like so. Now it's very important. I want this to kind of come past the fourth bar there, and I want the petal to lay in such a way that it's going to start covering the zip ties on the first row. Okay, so you're just going to keep doing the same thing. I think what I'm going to do too is I'm going to try to push that zip tie down if I can. My thumb will let me here. It'll work together. All right. And so basically we're just going to keep going. So I'm going to maybe put one about right here. And what I do think is, I think I'm going to have to cut into a third row. I have, I believe, 16 of these petals. And so I think I'm going to need closer to 20 when I'm done here. You know, you're just going to make your petal like I showed you before, and you're just going to add it right here. So that's what I want you to do for the second row. Okay, so I did 21 petals on the inside. I basically just went in between each one. So 21 and 21 is 42. And you will need to cut into a third roll. You won't need much of it, but you'll need to cut. I had to cut like 5 extra pieces, okay? And when you get to the end of the roll, you may have to iron it. Just make sure you iron it on the burlap side and not the lace side, okay? So now what are we gonna do? We need to figure out a way to cover all of this, because remember, we're not doing a center on this wreath. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of this yellow mustard ribbon that I got at Hobby Lobby. Again, fall stuff I believe is 40% or 50% off right now. So you're just going to cut off a length, because you can't, it would be a lot to like have enough ribbon to go all the way around, and we're not going to do that. So you're just going to take a piece of your ribbon, and we're going to flip our wreath over, and you're just going to find a spot to start. It doesn't really matter. You're going to start wherever you want. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a zip tie here, and I am going to just zip tie it to the wreath form to get our start. Okay. All right. So what do we do at this point? Let's flip it back over. You're going to do a lot of flipping on this wreath. So we have our start here. We're going to just go over the base of this flower petal, and then we're just going to put it down in between the frame. I can't really see what I'm doing, but I hope you can. So between this frame, the bar, let's see, that's bar 4, and this is bar 3. So I'm just going to go down, okay? So this is what we're going to kind of go back and forth, all right? So here we are, we put the first one down. Okay, so now we have to come back up so we can cover the next one. So I can't come up back through that section, but what I can do is come back over here. I'm just going to take my ribbon, and make sure you choose a ribbon that you don't have to worry about, you know, which side. I mean, you can do that, you just would have to twist it, which side goes where, you know, so the right side showing. Okay, so oops, I don't think I went, you know what? Because this is let me show you here. So this came out, let me show you. Why did it come out? Because this is not attached to the frame. So basically you could just kind of do this too. You could just go, instead of coming up through there, you could go back down. Let me show you here. All right, so I just want to make sure each petal is covered, okay? So you could come back. So now that I've gone back, I'm going to come up through here, and I can go down. And you're going to make sure it covers the base of your petal, and go down again. You can go down, or you could just slide it underneath, because again, that tip of the petal is not really connected to that bar. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go through here. All right, so that one should hold because it has a bar through there. I'm going to flip it over, and I'm going to come back over on this side. Make sure that it covers the base, and you're just going to keep doing this until you get all the way through. You're going to have several sections of ribbon that you're doing. And honestly, I'm just kind of feeling for this, guys. I can't really see it because I want you guys to be able to see it. So as you can see, it's just going back and forth so I can come up on this side because it's wrapped. And that's why I was like pushing those. Oops, I don't want to break my nail. I'm going to take the end of my wire cutters here. That's why I was like pushing that zip tie head down as well, because I didn't want it to kind of protrude. So I'm just going to keep doing the same process. Again, there's not any like really, if you can figure out a better technique, you know, do it. And then if you want to share it with me, let me know. You can always message me on social media. But I do have a, let's see, a email list if you'd like to be on that. And I always let people know what's going on with Julie's Wreath Boutique. I haven't sent one out in a few weeks, but I need to send one out this week. So the link is always in the description box if you want to get on that list. So just keep doing this, going back and forth, and you're just going to kind of tuck in. And if you want, you could take a little bit of glue and put just a dab of glue in between there. I hope you can see that. But I'm going to keep going through here. I don't think it's going to take a ton of ribbon, but maybe like, maybe 3 yards of ribbon, and it should be able to do the whole thing. So I'm going to just keep, and I'll be right back. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. Now, because I wanted to use some, these, I don't even know what you would call these. These are picks, like fall picks and fall foliage. And I'm not sure what this one is. I got them at Hobby Lobby. Again, they're either 40% off or 50% off right now. So you could use anything you like, okay? But this is just what I like. I like these colors. Now I used the yellow because number one, I had it and it was sitting over there. But I thought it went well with this sunflower because of the yellow in the center of the sunflower, okay? And that yellow is just a really popular color. So because I'm going to add some of these in this sunflower that I just popped off, let me show you here. I just popped off the stem here. And so basically what we're going to do is we're just going to end up using that. I'm only going to use one. I don't feel like I need like 3. I could put 3, but I don't think I need it. It would be kind of overkill here, and I don't need that. So I'm going to take my stem here and I'm going to cut down because this is a little too long. We don't need it that long. And we're just going to put them in these directions. Julie, it is late. I'm filming this late, and I don't normally film this late, but I've had people working on my house, and we're getting new siding put in, and they've been pounding on the house, and it's a little hard to film when people are pounding on your house. So please forgive me. So what I'm doing, I'm going to cut this here. We're just going to kind of lay this out and see how we like it. And I just figured, since I'm going to be covering this anyway, there's really no sense in putting more ribbon, and it gives me better access to connect these to the wire wreath frame. So again, that's my reasoning. If you don't want to do it this way, don't do it this way. Do it, make it your own, okay? I just wanted to kind of try something a little different than we normally do here. We would normally just put a center in this wreath, okay? So that's what I want to do. I think I want to do a little bit more. I think I want to go this direction. Yeah, I think I want to do that. So let's take these off. I know I'm going to put 3 here and 3 this direction. And they had some other pretty colors if you wanted to use some of that. I just want to kind of keep it too much color for me. I just don't want to do. So that's what I'm going to do. So basically I'm going to just take this. I'm going to take a zip tie here, and I'm going to place 2 of them together. Let's see. Let's do another. Let's just do 3 and see if I can get all of this to connect the way I want. So I'm going to make sure that I go through each of these. They're overlapping here of these branches, okay? Because I don't want to put a bunch of glue if I don't have to. So that's what I'm doing here. Oh, but you've got to go through the frame, Julie, okay? So I got to go through that wire wreath frame. Okay, there we go. And then once you do this, if you want to add some glue, you can do that, but I don't think we're going to need to. I think that looks really pretty. So boom, I already got 3 already down. I wanted this to be pretty simple, guys. This is, easily a very simple wreath. So let's just cut these down a little bit. And we need one more. Okay. We're going to do the same thing. And this way you could have the wreath this way, you could have the wreath that way. It's whatever you want to do. I'm going to kind of put it this way, like so, because I can look at it better. All right, I'm going to grab another zip tie. Make sure I go down through the wreath frame. I'm going through here. I know you can't see this part, but trust me, I'm going through it all. Okay. So make sure, yep, that one's there. Okay. And I just thought these were so pretty. All right, okay, pretty. All right, so as you can tell, I already popped it off the stem, and then I'm just gonna add some glue. And again, this is my cordless glue gun on Amazon, links in the description box below. Just going to add some glue, and I prefer the Gorilla glue sticks over regular hot glue. And basically I'm just going to put it through these actual stems, and that's pretty much it, guys. So if you made it this far in the video, so while I kind of hold this down, and I'm just going to kind of, you know, fan out the really pretty, I don't know what those would be called. Honestly, I make flowers. I don't know the name of flowers. So. But if you made it this far, leave me a sunflower in the description box or in the comments below, because we have a sunflower. And so I think this is so pretty, and you could just kind of like, just play with those things. I might add, I think I'm going to add a little bit more glue here to give it a little bit more, oops. I got some glue on the flower. Hold on, guys. All right, so be careful. Don't get glue on it like I just did. I can't believe I did that. It kind of came out a little fast there. All right, so anyways, leave me a sunflower in the comments below. Make sure you're following me on all social media, and you'll find all the links to the places I shop, all the links to my social media in the description box below. I think this is pretty. I like how it turned out. So until next time, we'll see you later. Bye-bye.